Hey, this is Hans with Dakota Angler and Outfitter. Today we're going to use a new material, Veevus body quills, and we're going to tie up a Baetis Nymph. We've got a curved heavy wire nymph hook in the vise, or scud hook. You could do this on a straight shank as well. I'm going to start with some white thread or very light tan threaded work. With these body quills, I like to use a very light colored thread underneath. Seems to get the color of the body quill to look better on the finished fly, especially when it's wet. It's not interfered with by the color of the tying thread underneath. We're going to do moose body hair for the tails, and I'm not going to take my thread all the way to the back. I'm just going to tie them in up here at the front. I've evened these up. You can do that with a hair stacker or just with your eye. And the trick is just making sure they're the right length before you take your thread back. Might be a little long, so I'm just going to bring those in just a tad. There we go. Then lay nice tight wraps going back. There we go. Now I'm going to tie in my body quill. I'm also going to tie in a ribbing material. I've been experimenting with different ribbing materials for this body quill to help give it some segmentation. You could just use wire. I'm going to try some black crystal flash along with some olive body quill here. I'm just going to tie in both of those materials at the same time. Spiral my thread forward, back up to where my legs were tied in, and then I'll just take out the excess mousse at this time. There we go. So now I can get a hold of my body quill and advance that forward. Make a nice tight wraps here so you don't leave any gaps. When I get to my thread, I'll tie off the body quill. Trim off the excess, save it for my next fly. And now I'll take my crystal flash and just rib the body quills with that. Get to my thread, tie that off as well. Now we've got our body and our tails. I'm going to use Antron for both the wing case and the legs of this fly. You can experiment with different materials. Flora fiber makes a nice wing case and legs as well. I'm just going to do some black Antron. Tie that in, pull it to length. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Pull that in so I don't have any extra to cut off. Tie that down. Looks good. Now we'll do some squirrel dubbing, SLF squirrel dubbing for our thorax. I'm going to use gray here, but you can use a light olive or a dark olive, depending on what you're going for with your Baetis Nymph, your color scheme. Olive brown is another good color too. Build up a nice little thorax here. When you get enough of a ball there, just take your excess dubbing off. Get your thread in front, I don't really want a white head on this fly, so I'm going to go ahead and just take off this white thread at this point. What I'll do is just throw in a couple half hitches, take off that thread and switch to an olive here. So I'm just going to put that olive thread on where I left off with the white. Trim off my tag. And we'll take our antron, gather that up, pull it right over the top. Tie that down with just a couple of wraps. I'm going to split my antron now into 2 clumps. Those clumps will be our wing, our legs. Fold back 1/2, tie it down. Fold back the other, tie it down. Those nice and secure. Throw in a half hitch just to be sure that doesn't come off when I'm whip finishing, and then we'll finish the fly with a whip finish. There we go. Take off my thread. And then the last thing to do here is get these legs to length, just slightly longer than the thorax. There we go. You could do a couple of things here if you want to make that abdomen a little more durable. You could put a little UV resin on it to also bring out and enhance that abdomen a little bit more. You don't have to do that. I'll just go ahead and do that real quick and just take a little bit of UV resin. Put that there. While you're doing it, if you got a thin enough one, just apply some to the head of your fly. And if you want to make your wing case stand out a little more, put some on there as well. And just go ahead and hit that with your UV lamp. It makes the fly a lot more durable. Also adds a little translucence to it. So there you go, a body quill Baetis Nymph. I'm Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, and you can check out our other videos at our website flyfishsd.com. Thanks for watching.